I want to show you how to do a colour blotting background now with your aqua markers. So I'm using 3 aqua markers here, and I've got heather, sea green and amber. So I've got 3 totally different colours. Working on my glass mat again, so I'm going to do lots of squiggles. So try not to contaminate your colours. Keep your colours separate. If you haven't got a glass craft mat, you can work on some acetate, or you could work on a craft sheet. So anything you like really. So we'll put a bit more of the heather down, I think, as well. It's like that one. So I've just done some squiggles of colour. There again, every time you do your squiggles of colour, if you want to do them in lines or zigzags, you will get a totally different background effect. So even with each technique, the way you actually put your pen down on your glass mat or your craft sheet or your acetate, each time you will get a totally different effect. So there's hundreds and hundreds of different backgrounds effects that you could do with your aqua markers. So they're not obviously just for colouring in. I'm then going to go in with some water in a bottle, in a spray bottle. So just spray that all over to get that activated. You can see the colours are starting to move around and get more muted. And then I'm using some watercolour cardstock here. This is from Crafts Companion, and this has got a texture to it. If you didn't want a texture to it, the other thing that you could use is the Sheena stamping card. That will work well with this, and it's got a smoother finish. So I'm just going to lay this onto my colour that I've put down. Just blot that across and lift that up, so we've got some nice muted colours going there. I'm just going to go in with some absorbent towel now and wipe that mess up, and then I'm going to bring this back in, and then with a clean piece of absorbent kitchen paper, I'm just going to lay it on the top, and I'm just going to smooth it with my hands. And this is just going to block some of the colour off to give a more softer look to the background you've got there. So yes, that's still a little bit wet, and you can let that dry naturally or with your heat gun, but just by laying the paper on the top, you get that nice, more softed, muted look. So that's showing you how to do what I call a blotting effect really with your Spectrum Noir Aqua pens. If you want to see any further backgrounds, if you pop over to my website dawnsinspirations.com, there's lots of other different ways of using your aqua markers so you get the full potential out of them and get the most that you can do with them.